if your brain feels like it's swimming through mud or it's really foggy and it's hard to make decisions, this is not a character flaw. It is a symptom of something bigger, something deeper. So it's not because you're not smart enough or you didn't do good enough or because you're not trying hard enough. It's because your brain is exhausted from chronic stress. And there are different kinds of stress aside from your typical mental stress, like pressure and family issues and financial strain, etc. But today we're going to talk about what is actually happening in your brain when you can't think straight. So, firstly, let's talk about what brain fog feels like. So, you're probably forgetting words mid-sentence. You're struggling to focus on anything. You have a very short attention span. You read the same thing over and over again and you can't remember it. Or you're making very unhealthy decisions. Or it's difficult to make simple, quick decisions, healthy decisions. And everything feels impossible or overstimulating. And your brain feels very slow and fuzzy. And you walk into a room and you forget why you're there. So if that's happening, your brain needs 3 things to work properly: energy, blood flow, and resources. Okay? So fuel for a car, energy, right? Blood flow, think oxygen and nutrients circulating in, bringing out the toxins and waste products. And then resources, so to make things that it needs. But when your nervous system is stuck in stress mode and all of these resources are getting diverted away from your brain, your body is going to be stuck in survival mode. And so you're not going to have extra energy for thinking clearly right now because your body doesn't think that's important. It thinks we need to stay alive, so the minimal functions are going to be active. Everything else is not a necessity, so we're shutting it off or slowing it down at least. And so your brain starts running on minimal power. And that's like trying to use your cell phone when it's at 2%, right? You have 2% battery and you're trying to run 4 apps at one time. Everything might work for a short period, but it's very, very slow, right? And your phone's usually overheating too. So you're probably thinking, well, other people handle stress just fine. Why can't I handle stress? You're not dealing with regular stress. Right? If this video found you, you are not just dealing with everyday stress. You are dealing with chronic stress. And when I say stress, that includes mental, physical, chemical, emotional, spiritual stress. Okay, things that have been going on for months or years without being resolved. And chronic stress changes your brain. It not only changes the function, but it changes the structure. Okay, so that means memory is affected. The part of your brain that stores information gets smaller, which means it's not going to function as well. Your focus is a real struggle, right? The part of your brain that helps you to concentrate, to make decisions, to plan, to execute, it's not going to work very well either. And then decision making, right? That part is going to, your brain just gets super foggy and it can't weigh different options and say, is this a better decision to make? Is that a better decision to make? It just kind of all muddles together and it's like, I don't even care, whatever is easiest. And then the processing speed too. So everything is longer to compute. And it's not because you're lazy or dumb. It's just your brain trying to work with the limited resources that it has because your nervous system has been stuck in fight or flight mode for too long with all of this stress. And what people don't tend to understand is that you can't just think harder to fix brain fog. Because the problem isn't an effort issue. The problem is that your brain literally does not have what it needs in order to function properly. So that's like asking someone, why don't you drive faster when the car is out of gas and it's broken down on the side of the road? Trying harder, pushing the pedal down is not going to help you, right? You have to have fuel in the tank. So what you probably tell yourself, because this is what I hear all of the time, is I used to be sharp. What happened to me? Or I guess I'm just getting older, or it's my hormones, which hormones tie into this, yes, but it's not just your hormones, right? Everyone else can keep up. Why can't I? or I'm letting people down because I can't think straight. And maybe you don't say these things out loud, but deep down inside, you're really wondering, like, am I losing my mind? Like, is something truly wrong with me? No. Your brain is not broken. You are not crazy. You are not losing your mind. Your brain and your body and your spirit need rest. You are exhausted. And all of this shame that you're feeling about it is just making it worse. Because what shame does is shame activates the stress response. So when that stress response gets activated, which takes more resources away from your brain, it makes the fog thicker, right? Every negative thought, thicker, more stress. So you shame yourself for the brain fog, which then creates more brain fog, which creates more shame, which creates more brain fog. You see where I'm going with this? It's a big cycle. And so the only way to break it is to shift your mindset and your perspective and stop treating brain fog like it is a character flaw or like there is something wrong with you, and start treating it like what it is. That brain fog is a signal from your body that it needs support, that your nervous system specifically needs support. So, what do? Stop fighting it, firstly, okay? When your brain is foggy, don't force it. Try to give it breaks, okay? Try to do easier tasks. Try to ask for help, because fighting it is just going to exhaust you more. And then you want to support your nervous system. So brain fog is going to really make it difficult for your nervous system to focus and for it to feel safe again. That is the root issue. We need our nervous systems to feel safe, to feel secure, to focus on that safety and security. We also need to be patient with ourselves, right? So your brain did not get foggy overnight, and it's not going to clear overnight either, but it will clear. If you are doing the right things, nurturing it, giving it a safe space, your nervous system is going to heal. Your brain is going to clear all this dense, thick fog because the stress is lifting, the inflammation is lifting. Your brain's getting all of these resources and the glucose and the oxygen that it needs to function. And we want to interrupt and stop those shame spirals. So every single time you catch yourself thinking, like, what's wrong with me? I should do better. I should be better. All of these mean, nasty things, just tell yourself, my brain is tired. That's okay. It's healing. That brain fog doesn't have to be permanent, right? It is a symptom of nervous system dysregulation and that fight or flight mode, and all of this stress and dysregulation can be regulated. So if this brain fog is stealing your life and you are ready to stop shaming yourself for it, we will have some free links below, some resources for you. And we work with women to help show them and teach them how to support their nervous system so that their brain can function again. So all of the links again will be below. And just your reminder for today, you are not losing your mind. You are just really, really tired, okay? And not the kind of tired that sleep is going to fix, but you are exhausted. And truly, with the right support, your brain can come back online. We'll see you guys in the next video.